Tourism is a pillar of our economic development within this region. Having said that, tourism in itself is an enabler to what some of these stakeholders have in our marketplace. By having said that, what I mean is that tourism is important not only to the local resident, but it's also attracting visitors to the region as well. This industry, hospitality and tourism, needs to be looked at as a profession as opposed to a part-time status. Fortunately, I've had a good run in the hospitality industry over the last 18 years, and there's lots of opportunities there to you when you look at what's available to you in the hospitality sector and what's available to you in the tourism sector. Unfortunately, when you look at the tourism sector, you automatically think travel agent or something along those lines, but there's tour guide operators, there's tourism site operations that you can get involved in. It's a global industry which gives you the opportunity not only to finance your education as you're going to school, but also to look into full-time employment after you finish school. So I highly encourage. It's an exciting industry. It's, again, I say it's global. You can get a job within this region, within the country, internationally, and the skill sets that you learn within this industry are transferable anywhere around the world. So it's a great opportunity for those who not only wish to travel, but like to engage people and to make sure that those services are available. And once I think you have that skill set, then again, you can go anywhere and work within this industry and have a great experience in doing it. I think anytime you're in the middle of an economic crisis such as we are at this point in time, there are challenges to overcome, but each challenge presents itself with an opportunity. And we look at those opportunities that are available to us. It's the opportunity for the youth to get involved in this industry. It's the opportunity for the stakeholders that are already involved into it to step up our service levels a little bit to make sure that when the visitor or the local comes to these attractions, that they get the service that's required and make sure that they come back and tell their friends about it. And then once we get that, we have repeat business. And now we have an industry that's sustainable as opposed to a one-time visitor who comes, doesn't have the experience what they need. So it's all important to make sure that we're all on the same page and offering that service ability to make sure that that tourism or the local does come back to visit the local suppliers. You know, I think when you speak to education and training, it covers all fronts. It comes from that frontline operator right to the manager to the owner. Because again, if we're not providing that hospitality service, we're not providing that service to the tourist that comes into the region, then again, we're missing the boat. We really have to understand the significance of tourism to this region. And I think that each person, once we do grasp that, and that's through the training and the educational perspective of that, if we treat each customer as a tourist or a first-time customer, our levels will come up. And if we don't do that, if we don't start understanding the importance to it, unfortunately we're chasing people away through bad service and they're not coming back. And that's something that obviously we can control. We can't control the economic crisis, we can't control the border issues, but we can control the quality of service that we give to the consumer once they come to the region, and we can control the sites and attractions that we do have. We have some phenomenal assets within this region. We really need to understand as a population, not only people that are frontline, but also people that live in this region, to be proud of the assets that we have and make sure that we exude that to everybody we talk to, because then we all become ambassadors of Windsor Essex, and we really need to do that. And that's going to happen, I think, by working with the colleges and working with some training program operators to say, look at what program can we institute to make sure that we all have that pride of place that we need to have to become ambassadors for our region. When anybody comes into a place of business, they need to be treated with that respect that they're demanding once they walk in there. You know, we need to engage them in conversation to find out if they're local, first time in the industry, first time in the business, first time to the city. Once we establish that rapport, then again, you've got the customer that's willing to come back. You know yourselves is when you go into, be it a restaurant or a retail store or a tourism site, all you're asking to is be engaged and make sure that you're educated and told about what you're there for. And if you feel comfortable, you're going to come back again and again, and more importantly, you're going to tell more people of the experience that you had. The negative part of that, as soon as you have a bad experience, the first thing out of your mouth when people ask about your experience, you speak of the service level and the way that you were treated while you were there. That's something that, from the cab driver who picks you up at the airport, to the person who checks you into the hotel, to the server who serves you at the restaurant, to the person who helps you at the retail store, we all need to be on that same page to make sure that that experience is great from A to Z. And if we have that, then obviously when they leave this area, they're going to walk away with a fantastic experience, tell a few people, and again, our tourism industry will grow. Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island has just basically been formed as of January 1st of 2010. As you can see up on the board here, our mission basically is by 2014 to be a top-of-mind tourism destination within Ontario. Our mandates is marketing and promotions, visitor services, and product development. We have some phenomenal assets that we need to change into products and packages. We've had the opportunity just over the last little while to expose our region to people who haven't been to this region before. They walk away astounded as to the beauty and the assets that we have. So our job here basically is to work with our stakeholders, work with our businesses, our communities, to make sure that this message is getting out to the rest of Ontario and to the rest of Southeast Michigan and Ohio, because again, once people do come here and experience what we have to offer, they never knew. And so again, we all have to, as residents of this area, as hospitality and tourism representatives within the different sectors, stand on the mountaintops, tell people how great it is down here, and once we have the opportunity to get them here, they walk away with that experience as well. So we're having fun doing it. It's a lot of work putting this together. As you know, there's a lot of partners that have to come together to work together to speak the same language, and once we're getting on that same page with all the different communities within Windsor Essex, then that message will come out loud and clear. And I think there's a bright future for us, very, very bright future for us in Windsor Essex Pelee Island.